Okay, so I just got done watching the new Chris Evans, Dwayne Johnson Christmas film, Red One. Yes, my most anticipated film of the year. It's finally here. No, this was never on my anticipated list. I saw the trailer months ago and I was like, this looks shit, but I want to see what this is all about. So I decided to check it out tonight, and right off the back, this is a terrible movie. It's an awful screenplay. It's an absolute mess from beginning till end, but it's a mess that I had an absolute joy with. This is one of this year's most entertaining films. Red One is what I call loud noise. It's a type of film that you can shut your brain off for 2 hours and just enjoy big visual spectacle and loud and over-the-top action sequences. Like, there's a scene that we all saw in the trailer between Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans' character on a beach going up against snowmen. Snowmen, for Christ's sake! And they're walking and they're talking on land. Like, this shit's going into some Sharknado territory right here. But I had an absolute blast. Like, I never thought I would be in a reality where I would be seeing snowmen walking on land. We've had sharks on land now. Why not bring fucking snowmen into that? And just, I thought it was one of the most entertaining things I've ever seen in my life. Like, I didn't know I wanted it, but now that I've seen it, my life is complete. I am satisfied. And just all of the action in this film, like, there's a lot of good stunt work on display here, and just the action, just, it is bonkers. It's over the top, and just, I had a great time with it. And one thing I want to mention as well is I really liked Krampus in this film. He's not in the movie a whole lot, but the scenes that we do get with him, I thought he was the show stealer here. I thought he was the highlight. Like, if I was to think of Red One 5 years from now, and I look back on this film, I'm not going to be thinking Dwayne Johnson or Chris Evans. Like, get them out of here. I'm going to be thinking of Krampus. Like, what they do with his character and just the presence that he has, the performance, just, I thought Krampus had probably my favorite scenes in the entire movie here. And if they decide to make a sequel or even a franchise out of this, I would love to see Krampus return. And just another thing I loved about this movie is how it explores Christmas mythology. Like, everything we grew up loving about Christmas, all of the stories we heard and we loved as a kid, and love continuing it on in our family line and just legacy. I thought it was a really interesting take on Christmas mythology, and to see all of these different characters show up from a story that we really love. I thought that was a very beautiful thing to me there. And I want to bring you back a second to something I said at the beginning of this video, where I said awful screenplay, and 100% this is an awful screenplay, and I am going to get to that, don't you worry. But I want to talk about the chemistry between Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans in here. If Chris Evans' character was just any other actor in the world, I don't think this chemistry would have been as good or electric as what it is. But because Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans, they have an established relationship and an established chemistry, they work so well together. This is a great duo here. Just the conversations, the banter, the back and forth, the arguments, the disagreements, like, it makes this film really entertaining, knowing that you have two very capable actors jumping off each other's lines really well. And I think that's really one of the things that makes this script work is the chemistry here. And I think that provides provides a lot of entertainment here, and the fact that you have really two separate characters here. You have one character who believes in Christmas, and then you have another character who doesn't believe in Christmas, and so it makes for a very interesting arc for the two of them here. And you even have Dwayne Johnson's character who is starting to doubt the Christmas spirit, which, speaking of Christmas spirit, I cannot believe I forgot this. This is a Christmas film, so of course it is going to hammer home a message and a point. And I really liked the note that this film ends on. I thought they build it up throughout the film really well, between Chris Evans' character, who doesn't have the best relationship with his son. Like, it is a very generic and typical Christmas message. Like, you can watch any Christmas movie ever and it will have that exact same message in there. So the message doesn't like stand out at all, but I did feel that it was heartfelt. It was a good conclusion for where this movie did end. And now I want to elaborate on the script a bit more here. The first act is by far the worst act of this entire film. It has some of the most cringeworthy dialogue I think I have ever seen, and some of the most repetitive dialogue I have seen. Because, let's just say, like, Dwayne Johnson says, like, "Oh, I have a car." Chris Evans will then say, like, just a second later, he'll say, "Oh, I have a car too." And you have this type of dialogue where one character would say one thing, and then you would have your second character literally say the exact same line. And that's literally the entire first act. Is they're saying the same line, just in a different fucking order. And just, yeah, I did find that weird. I didn't find it funny. I get there was supposed to be like a humor side to it. I didn't say it. I didn't find it funny. I just found it really sloppy screenwriting. But yeah, at the end of the day, I had a great time with this movie. This is definitely like a must watch. Don't go in expecting, a good movie, but go in willing to be entertained and you will have a great time. This is definitely a movie that does get you into the Christmas spirit, and this is definitely a movie I am going to be re-watching in December. I think this is a great family movie. I think it's a great movie that the family can be entertained by. And, I don't think this is going to be a classic, but, I think this is definitely going to be, I guess, a household movie, for some families in December. So, yes, say what you want about it, but yeah, I had a great time. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below.